Let's walk on the wise path.
Have you ever wondered if the secrets to understanding life's mysteries have been hidden right before our eyes? Spiritual seekers, mystics, and philosophers have searched for answers through ancient texts and philosophies. Among these, the 7 Hermetic principles stand out as profound laws believed to govern the very fabric of the universe. These principles are thought to shape everything from the stars above to our innermost thoughts. Now here's where it gets really interesting. What if these Hermetic truths also resonated through the teachings of Jesus? Imagine Jesus' words as not only guiding moral principles, but as reflections of these ancient laws. Could it be that he was revealing universal truths about our place in this vast cosmos? Truths that also align with the wisdom of Hermeticism? When we think about Jesus, we often view him through the lens of parables, compassion, and divine love. Yet his teachings also invite us to look deeper, to perceive the unity and design woven through all things. In this video, we're not just examining moral lessons, we're uncovering timeless principles that bridge the spiritual and the material, the cosmic and the personal. Together, let's explore the ways Jesus' teachings mirror these 7 principles, how they illuminate each other, and how they offer a pathway to deeper understanding. From the power of thought to the unity of all things, we'll look at each principle as a key to unlocking not just knowledge, but wisdom that calls us to connect, love, and transform ourselves. So, are you ready to dive into the heart of these teachings and see how Hermeticism and Jesus' message converge? Join us as we take this journey into the 7 Hermetic principles according to Jesus. The principle of mentalism. The all is mind. The universe is mental. The first Hermetic principle, mentalism, states that everything originates in the mind. In other words, the universe itself is a creation of a single infinite consciousness, and our perception shapes reality. But how does this relate to Jesus' teachings? Jesus emphasized the power of the mind and the heart as the foundation of transformation, echoing mentalism's core idea. Think about his message in Proverbs, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." Jesus saw thoughts not as passive, but as creative forces with real power to shape who we become. When Jesus taught about the mustard seed of faith in Matthew 17:20, he was highlighting the transformative power of belief and thought. He said that even a tiny seed of faith could move mountains, suggesting that our inner focus and convictions can indeed shift our outer reality. Jesus wasn't just giving a lesson on faith. He was offering a profound insight into the power of consciousness. He understood that our perception and intention have a way of influencing the physical world around us, and he urged his followers to master their minds to experience true spiritual growth. Jesus' message aligns with mentalism because he believed that inner transformation was the key to changing the world. His teachings encourage us to align our thoughts with divine love, faith, and a higher purpose, thus unlocking the potential of our minds. Mentalism calls us to realize that our thoughts are not idle. They are the foundation of everything we create and experience. Jesus invites us to use this power wisely, reminding us that the universe reflects our inner state. As we think, so we become, and through focused intention, we can transform ourselves and our surroundings. The principle of correspondence, as above, so below, so above. The Hermetic principle of correspondence teaches that there is a unity between the heavens and the earth, between the cosmic and the individual. It tells us that the microcosm reflects the macrocosm, suggesting that the universe's vast mysteries are mirrored within our very souls. Jesus captured this profound truth when he said, "The kingdom of God is within you." Luke 17:21. With this single phrase, he shattered the perception of God as a distant, unreachable force, urging us instead to recognize divinity within ourselves. This principle is powerful because it implies that the divine isn't out there, it's within each of us, waiting to be awakened. Jesus invited his followers to seek not only in the heavens, but in their own hearts for spiritual wisdom. His miracles were a testament to this truth. When he healed the sick or calmed the storm, he wasn't acting against nature, but in harmony with it, aligning the inner divine force with the outer world. His actions showed that the physical realm and the spiritual are intertwined, and that our internal state can manifest in the world around us. Correspondence teaches that everything within us is reflected in our surroundings. Jesus taught that when we cultivate peace, love, and compassion in our hearts, it impacts our external reality. In essence, he was telling us that by transforming our inner selves, we shape the world outside. This is the principle of correspondence in action. What we nurture within reflects outwardly. Jesus invites us to recognize that we carry the universe's spark within ourselves, and that our spiritual growth has the power to ripple out, influencing not only our lives, but the collective consciousness of humanity. The principle of vibration: nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. The third Hermetic principle, vibration, tells us that nothing is truly still. Everything in existence is in a state of constant motion. This applies to all things, from the smallest particles to the grandest stars, all vibrating at unique frequencies. Jesus understood this, and though he didn't use terms like vibration or frequency, his teachings and actions reflected a deep awareness of the energy that moves through all creation. Consider the story in Mark 4:39, where Jesus calmed a raging storm by simply saying, "Peace, be still." He wasn't just quieting the wind and waves. He was aligning with the natural energy around him, bringing harmony to chaotic vibrations. This act reflects his understanding that words, thoughts, and intentions carry an energetic force strong enough to shift reality. Jesus demonstrated that through focused, compassionate energy, we have the power to influence even the physical elements. When Jesus healed the sick, he was raising their vibrations, lifting them from states of pain and suffering to health and wholeness. He understood that our emotional and physical states are not fixed. They are fluid, responding to the vibrations around us. His miracles were more than divine interventions. They were demonstrations of the principle of vibration, showing us how our energy, emotions, and thoughts are interconnected and can transform our experiences. Jesus taught that by attuning ourselves to higher frequencies of love, faith, and peace, we could reshape not only ourselves, but also the world around us. The principle of vibration calls us to become aware of the energy we emit and the vibrations we resonate with. By aligning ourselves with higher frequencies, we don't just improve our own lives, we participate in the divine rhythm of creation, bringing harmony to ourselves and our surroundings. The principle of polarity: everything is dual, everything has poles. The principle of polarity teaches us that life is a dance of opposites: light and dark, joy and sorrow, life and death. These opposites are not enemies, but complementary forces that define one another, existing along a continuum. Jesus understood this concept deeply and often taught in paradoxes that revealed the unity within duality. His teachings reflected an understanding that opposites are not merely in conflict, they are in balance, each essential to the whole. One of Jesus' well-known statements, "The last shall be first, and the first last," Matthew 20:16, captures this principle perfectly. This isn't merely a moral lesson, it's an invitation to see beyond the surface of duality, to recognize that life's opposites are interconnected and ultimately serve a higher unity. Another example is his teaching in Luke 9:24, where he says, "Whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for my sake will save it." Here, Jesus points to the profound truth that surrender and sacrifice can lead to spiritual liberation. By embracing life's polarities, Jesus showed us that true spiritual growth comes from transcending the boundaries of duality. He taught that suffering and joy, humility and greatness are all part of the same divine cycle. Without darkness, there is no understanding of light. Without sorrow, joy is hollow. Jesus urged his followers to embrace these opposites, knowing that it is through experiencing both that we come to understand the fullness of life. Polarity reminds us that life's extremes are part of a larger balance, constantly flowing into one another. Jesus invites us to look beyond the seeming contradictions in life and find the unity within them. In doing so, we rise above the polarities that seem to divide us, finding a deeper connection to the divine harmony at the heart of creation. The principle of rhythm: everything flows, out and in, everything has its tides. The Hermetic principle of rhythm observes that life moves in cycles, highs and lows, ebbs and flows, peaks and valleys. Just as nature has its seasons, so do our lives. Jesus recognized these rhythms and often spoke of divine timing and the natural flow of life's seasons. In Ecclesiastes 3:1, he reflects, "To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven," a profound reminder that life's changes are not random, but purposeful. Jesus understood that just as nature has cycles, so do we. He encouraged us to trust these rhythms, knowing that times of hardship are followed by peace and moments of despair give way to hope. When Jesus performed miracles, whether calming a storm or restoring life, he was moving in harmony with these natural rhythms. He didn't act outside the laws of nature, but in alignment with them, revealing that divine timing is at work in all things. This principle of rhythm reminds us that challenges and joys are both necessary, each holding its place in the larger cycle of life. Jesus' teachings invite us to embrace the flow of life, to understand that there are seasons for growth, learning, and even rest. He wanted his followers to see that life's rhythms are part of a sacred dance, and that by trusting in divine timing, we align ourselves with a deeper wisdom. Just as night follows day, so too does peace follow struggle. Rhythm encourages us to have faith in the natural order of life, understanding that every moment is part of a larger, harmonious plan. Jesus invites us to move with life's rhythms, to let go of resistance, and to trust that each season has its purpose, guiding us towards spiritual wholeness. The principle of cause and effect: every cause has its effect, every effect has its cause. The Hermetic principle of cause and effect teaches that every action has a reaction, every seed planted bears fruit. Nothing happens by chance. There is a law of consequences that governs all things. Jesus echoed this wisdom when he said, "Whatever a man sows, that shall he also reap." Galatians 6:7. This wasn't just a lesson in morality. It was an acknowledgement of the universal law that what we put out into the world returns to us. Through his parables, Jesus illustrated that our actions, words, and even thoughts set in motion a chain of events, impacting not only ourselves, but also the world around us. He spoke of seeds sown on different types of soil, teaching that the intentions we plant, whether of love, kindness, or resentment, will yield results in time. Jesus understood that every choice we make has a ripple effect, shaping the spiritual fabric of our lives and communities. When Jesus performed miracles, his healing touch was an expression of this principle. He planted seeds of faith, hope, and forgiveness, and the effects were transformative. The impact of his actions spread beyond those he healed, inspiring others to believe in the power of love and compassion. This principle of cause and effect invites us to live intentionally, knowing that every thought, word, and deed creates a legacy. Jesus' teachings remind us that our lives are not separate from the universe, but interconnected, woven into the very fabric of existence. As we sow seeds of kindness, we shape a future of light. Cause and effect is a call to mindfulness, urging us to act with purpose and love, understanding that the energy we put out will inevitably return to us in ways beyond our imagination. The principle of gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. The seventh Hermetic principle, gender, reminds us that creation itself is born from a balance of masculine and feminine energies. It's not about physical gender, but about the harmony of qualities within each of us: strength and compassion, logic and intuition. Jesus honored this balance and elevated the feminine qualities of compassion, nurturing, and inner wisdom, in ways that were revolutionary for his time. Jesus' respect for women, particularly his close relationship with Mary Magdalene, reflected this balance. He didn't see her as just a follower. She was a vital part of his spiritual mission, embodying the divine feminine's qualities of intuition and nurturing wisdom. In his interactions, Jesus demonstrated the balance of both energies, embodying strength in his challenges to injustice and gentleness in his healing touch. The principle of gender teaches that creation is the result of the interplay between masculine and feminine forces. Jesus demonstrated this by embodying both aspects, showing that compassion and courage are not opposites but complementary strengths. He taught that to reach divine understanding, we must embrace both aspects within ourselves, achieving wholeness and unity. Jesus' teachings on love, humility, and strength remind us that we carry both energies within, and that harmony is found in embracing the full spectrum of who we are. This principle of gender invites us to find balance, to honor both the intuitive and the rational, the nurturing and the assertive. By integrating these qualities, we align ourselves with the universe's creative force, reflecting the harmony of divine creation. Jesus calls us to embody this balance, recognizing that true wisdom and spiritual power come from the union of these sacred energies. As we've journeyed through the 7 Hermetic principles and their remarkable resonance with the teachings of Jesus, a profound realization emerges. These ancient laws, separated by time and tradition, share a deep unity. The wisdom of Hermeticism and the message of Christ may appear distinct at first glance, yet they converge on a universal path, leading us to deeper truths about life, love, and our place within the cosmos. What's inspiring about these principles is how they invite us to look at Jesus' teachings in a new light. He wasn't just offering moral guidance, he was opening the door to a higher understanding of how the universe works. From mentalism, which reminds us that our thoughts shape reality, to the principle of gender, which shows us the power of balance within, each Hermetic principle gives us a key to unlock the deeper mysteries of existence. And through Jesus' words and actions, we see these universal laws brought to life, showing us that spiritual wisdom is not confined to one era or one teacher, it's timeless. So, how can we apply this wisdom to our lives? First, by recognizing that our thoughts and beliefs have the power to shape our reality, we can begin to practice greater mindfulness in what we think and feel. We can embrace the rhythms and cycles of life, trusting that every season has a purpose. When we sow seeds of kindness and love, we can be confident that these actions will bear fruit in ways we might not immediately see. And by balancing the masculine and feminine qualities within ourselves, we create harmony, not only in our own lives, but also in the world around us. Jesus' teachings remind us that spirituality is a journey of discovery and transformation, and the Hermetic principles offer us a framework to deepen that journey. Together, they inspire us to see life not as a series of random events, but as a divine design, a cosmic blueprint guiding us toward greater love, unity, and understanding. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the 7 Hermetic principles according to Jesus. As you reflect on these truths, consider how they resonate with your own life. Can you align your thoughts with love and purpose? Can you trust in life's natural cycles and act with intention? And can you balance the energies within, creating a life of harmony and spiritual growth? Remember, this journey is not just about learning, it's about living. So go forth with this wisdom, and may it guide you toward a deeper understanding of the universe and your divine role within it.